Hello! Welcome to your weekly workout in Crux. My name is Jess, as some of you may know, and this is Ryan over here as our filmer, videographer. But yeah, so we're going to do some workouts today. They're going to be warm-ups, we're going to do some strength exercises, and then we are going to stretch and do a little bit of yoga. And I'm going to do it as if I was in the room with you. So you don't have to be in a rock climbing gym. You don't have to have a lot of space. You can do it in a small room. And if you want to, move around, sure. But we're going to start with some in-place cardio, just like we did back in class. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to do it running in place. Start right here. Run with me. We're going to just get our heart rate up. Don't clench your fists. We're not working out our hands right now. Keep your hands a little bit loose. Run in place. We're going to do this for a few seconds, and I promise we're going to switch it up. I can't seem to count in my head while I talk right now, so I'm going to assume that we're going to do this for about, 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to switch it up. Yes. So I hope you guys are all staying healthy, and your cats and dogs are well, and your parents are well. Tell your parents to come join if they want to do a little workout with you. This is a workout for everybody. Now, high knees. You're going to be tapping your knees. Keep your hands at about waist level, and you should be hitting your hands with your knees. And if you can try and talk while you do this, power to you. I'm going to have to stop talking at some point here. We're doing 30 seconds of this. We're keeping our heart rate up. Whew. Okay. I haven't done a lot of cardio lately. I can feel it. Okay, shake it out for a second. Whew. Okay. And then we're going to do another 1 minute of a couple things. Get your breathing down. Okay, are you ready? One more deep breath. And here we go. Heel slap. So you're bringing your leg up sideways. Slap those heels. Oh, yes. This is a tiring one. Maybe we do this one only for 20 seconds. Okay. Oh. All right, now our heart rate is up. We're going to do some stretches. Keep you mobile. And I'm going to catch my breath for a second. In fact, we should all catch our breath together. Inhale. Exhale. To keep our muscles mobile, we're going to give them a stretch now. Start with our neck. Do 5 big neck circles in one direction. I'm on number 3, 4, and 5. And switch directions. Let the weight of your head roll around. Let your shoulders drop. 3, 4. Close your eyes if you feel like it. Don't fall over. Okay. Neck circles. Check. Now shoulder rolls. So first thing I want you to do, drop those shoulders nice and low, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then drop them back down nice and low. So that's 1. Let's do 4 more. And up and around. 2 and 3 and 4. And reverse. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you like they're reaching towards the wall. 3. Drop them low. 4. 5. Excellent. Now we're going to do some boxing sort of warm up and stretches to get our shoulders even more warmed up. So put them up and punch up towards this corner. It's probably going to be your right hand corner. And 1, 2, 2, and don't punch your brother, and don't punch your cat, and 1 more. 5. Okay. And now we're going to do crosswise punches, not so high this time. 5 of those on each side. 3, 4, 5, 5. And arm circles. Big one. Arms all the way extended. We're gonna start by going forward, reach behind you, rotate those shoulder cuffs all the way forward. 3, 4, don't rush these. The point is not to rush them. The point is to find your full range of motion, and you're warming up all these muscles. We're going to be using these shoulders quite a bit today, so I'm focusing on them. 4, 5, excellent. Okay, our legs we haven't done. We did a little bit of warm up with them. We haven't stretched them yet, so make sure your pants aren't going to fall down when you do these. And we're going to do hip openers. You guys may remember these. You're going to raise your knee up nice and high, rotate that hip open, but try to keep your hips parallel to mine or parallel to whatever wall you're facing. So, that's 1, 2. So I'm not turning my whole body because that's not really doing anything for my hips. I am opening it up sideways while keeping my hips straight forward. That's 3, I think. 4. And I use my hand to assist because it feels good. And 5. And then we started out up at our head. We're going to end right here with our ankles for our stretches right now. So ankle circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other way. So you just want to try to, it's hard for me to do this without shoes on. My toe kind of flops. That's okay. You're just trying to get the full range of motion in your ankles. I think that our ankles often get forgotten about. That's 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Do you feel warmed up? Because I hope you do. We are going to move on to our strength exercises now. So get a drink of water if you would need it. Just take a breather for a moment, and we're going to move right in to our strength exercises. All right, so we're moving on to our strength exercises, and we are going to start with some raised push-ups. So raised push-ups requires having some chairs, which maybe you guys have in your wonderful abodes, or a bench, and we're going to be putting our hands on them, not our feet. So this is going to make it a little bit easier for us to stay nice and straight in our really active core, and really try to keep your elbows tucked into your sides. Now I have my chairs arranged like this so that you guys can see me. How I recommend you doing it is actually turning them this way so that you don't hit your face on the backs of the chairs. But I'm going to flip it around just so that you can see kind of how much I'm tucking in my elbows and stuff. So find your chairs. If you need to, pause the video, go find some chairs, and please come right back. I'm going to keep working out with you. And we're going to start, and we're going to do 3 sets of a couple things. So come and join me. Actually, let me show you really quick what we're going to be doing right after the push-ups. If you take your hands, put them behind your back, lace them together, and you're going to straighten out those arms. Keep your shoulders away from your neck, and pull those arms away from your back. It's going to be stretching out all those muscles that we're going to be engaging when we're doing our push-ups. So, are you ready? We are going to begin our push-up sequence. So try to do 10 of them. If you can't do 10, do 5. That's totally fine. And then just kind of take a breather while I finish up with the next however many I have left. And then we'll go ahead and do the stretches. Then we're going to take a rest in between, and we're going to do that 3 times. So stick with it. You know, have your water ready near you if you want for the in-between times. So I want you guys to place your hands flat on the chairs and walk those toes back. Get your shoulders directly above your hands. You shouldn't be back here with your butt out, and you shouldn't be leaning over here doing a seal pose. We're going to be staying nice and straight. It's like a raised plank, and up on your toes, and we're going to start and go. So tuck those elbows in towards your sides. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep your back nice and straight. And 5, and don't hyperextend your arms here. We're going to keep them locked in. If you need to keep a slight bend here, that's perfect. You just don't want to push those elbows all the way, oop, and pop them out. So 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Step up and take those hands, lace them behind your back, and pull from your body here, about this far. Take a deep breath. Make sure that you're not scrunching your shoulders up into your neck. You're pulling away. One more deep breath. And release. Shake those arms out. Do a little wiggle. Get nice and loose again. And we're gonna do another set here. So, hands on the chairs. Step your feet back. Make sure that you are in a nice flat plank. Arms over your, or shoulders over your arms. Don't put your arms over your shoulders for this one. That would be weird. And begin. 1. Oh, see, that's why you put your chairs opposing each other so that they don't tip. 3, 4, 5. Shake it out in the middle if you need to. I like to take a little breather at 5. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you find that your form is starting to slip, so maybe one arm seems to be pushing up more than the other, stop. I'd rather that you do as many as you can with perfect form than start to kind of wobble up and scoop your back into it, because once you start doing that, you are a lot more likely to injure yourself. So do as many as you can with perfect form, and once you start losing that form, that's okay. Relax, stand up, take a breather. Do this stretch instead while you wait for the video to continue. So if you laced your fingers in one direction the first time, I tend to put my right finger on top. Try switching up that lacing just to kind of even out your body. And again, lace them together and take a deep breath in. And exhale, pull the arms away. Keep deep breathing. Keep pulling those shoulders away from your neck. Do a little neck circle here if you'd like. One more deep breath. You're doing great. Okay. Last set of push-ups. And if you have to lower your rep number, that's okay. You're just working your way up until you start to get to that point where you feel like you can't do anymore, or your form really starts to fall, and you just want to stop there and be happy that you are even getting that far. Push-ups are hard. I find push-ups incredibly hard. They are not my strongest exercise. All right, are you ready? We're gonna do it again, the last set, and begin. You can do it in your own time. If you need to pause the video to finish yours, that's fine. If you finish early, take a second to get some water and stretch. Again, I tend to shake out at 5 push-ups because that's already pretty engaging. Oh, and I was falling back there. My shoulders were not above my hands. Uh-oh. Whew. 3, 4. My face gets a little close to those chairs. Okay. Shake out your wrists a little bit. And one more time, lace your fingers opposite from what you had just done. And last one of these, inhale and exhale. And don't arc your back all the way. We're not doing a back stretch right here. We're doing a shoulder stretch. And if you know what your anterior deltoids are. We're going to talk, that's right here. We have our pectorals that we just engaged. That's your chest muscles. And anterior, in order to remember what anterior and posterior is, anterior is the front side of your body. So think about where antlers come out of our fabulous deer friends. And posterior being, of course, your rear end, your back end. So we are going to be stretching our pecs, which is our pectorals, our anterior, so front side deltoids, which is right here. And then we are going to shake it out. We're done with our push-ups. All right, so now we are going to do some calf raises, which is going to be this part of our leg. And we are also going to be doing some antagonist exercises, which is going to be the opposite of your calf. That's what antagonist means in the muscle group sense. This is your tibialis, so the muscles that go and surround your shin. So we're going to start with some calf raises, and then we're going to do some toe raises. So find a wall that you can lean up against that is preferably vertical. A lot of these walls are not vertical, so I'm going to go back to that one to do the toe raises. And I'm actually just going to head back there right now, and I'll do the calf raises over here too. Entering the only zone that normally has light in it in the bouldering cave. Okay, so when you are ready, and I am ready, we're going to start with our calf raises, and I'm going to do single leg calf raises with you. So it helps to have a wall nearby for balance. Just put one hand up against the wall, and I want you, when you're doing your calf raises, to make sure that you're standing with your feet like right underneath your hips, standing up straight. We're not bending over, we're not arcing our back. Have one hand on that wall. And when you lift up this leg, we're going to do, again, one calf raise at a time. So up onto the ball of your foot. Now don't roll out to the side. You want to keep your foot really flat on the ground and raise, pushing straight down through the ball of your foot. If you roll, you're really likely to pull some muscles. That's pretty much true of a lot of your body parts. You want to keep it nice and centered. So we're going to start, we're going to do 10 on one leg, 10 on the other leg, and then we're going to do our toe raises. So when you are ready, begin with me. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shouldn't be too bad. You should feel it a little bit. And notice I'm not just pumping up into the air and dropping down quickly. I'm holding for a second and coming back down. And I think that was 10. And I'm going to switch, and I'm just going to keep facing the same direction. I'm going to raise this leg, get this, pretty much keep your hips as level as you can, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Okay, shake it out, jog in place for a second. And now I want you to put your back against the wall. And you should have, so step first, put it flat against the wall. Now step your feet forward. 1 or more foot lengths. I believe 20-degree angle on our legs right here. So you're leaning back into that wall, flatten your shoulders against the wall. And keep your feet still hip width apart. And we're going to be lifting our toes and lift them straight. Don't lift them out to the side and roll. You're going to be straining your ankles here. Don't knock your knees in. We're just going to be pulling them straight up towards our hips and towards our hands. Okay, I'm going to do 10 of these with both feet together. So begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bonus, if you can remember the name of the muscles I told you that are the opposite of your calf. You have 3 more toe raises to remember. 2, 1, and that was it. So, what was it? It's your tibialis. That's the word of the day, tibialis. Okay, now take a breather for a second. We're just going to, I'm going to stretch out my ankles for a second. I had a little bit of a ankle strain yesterday, so make sure if you do strain something, don't overstretch it. You'll just further damage it. Okay. take your breather. I hope that you're all getting to enjoy some of the sunshine outside. It's been gorgeous out. I've been taking walks and sketching. It's been lovely. Okay, now I'm going to face the other way for this next calf raise, just for the sake of evening things out. And again, stand with your feet hip width apart. And I'm going to start with the same leg that I started with last time. And so kick up one foot, find your balance, make sure that you're standing nice and straight, and begin your next 10 calf raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch feet and begin. And does anybody notice what's different about the bouldering cave right now, other than the extra light? And I'll give you a hint, it doesn't have anything to do with the routes. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now put your butt up against that wall. Move your feet out. Make sure you don't have any climbing holds in your back, which you probably don't have a problem of. So, are you ready? We're going to start with 1, lift up those toes, drop them down nice and straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, that was 3 different languages. All right, check it out for a second. We got one more set of those. Those weren't too bad, right? Those are pretty good. We're working all the muscle groups today, so we still have another muscle group to go. We got one more set here. And it's good to do things in sets of 3 generally. That's how I really like to do them. Ooh, cracked my hips. And I feel rested already. I don't know, I want to keep doing more calf raises. You guys feeling ready? Okay, let's do it. I'm going to switch back this way. All right, let's go. And just kick right off into them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm starting to feel it. 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Try to be nice and straight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you start rolling on your foot and losing your balance, just stop. Take a breather. Do not injure yourself. Now back your butt against that wall, and we're going to do it. Last set of raises. So feet hip width apart and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're keep them pulling straight up towards you. 9, 10. Okay, cool. Woo, shake that one out. And then we're going to move on to our next strength exercise. All right, so we are going to move on to our squats now. So we're going to go right into it. And we're also going to pair it with a standing leg extension, but we're going to start with our squats right here. And I want to see good squat form, even though I can't see you. So feet shoulder width apart. If you want your hands out in front of you, you can. If you would like to do an extra challenge, you can put your hands over your head. Pretend like you're holding a big ball. So I will start with my hands right here. And push down through your heels. Don't bend up forward out of your toes. You're going to bend down into your heel, or push down into your heels. Push your butt back towards whatever wall is behind you. Get nice and low. And then stand straight up. We're going to do 10 of those together. Go. 2, 3. Don't let your knees come too far over your toes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting a lot of knee popping. 9, 10. Okay, our standing leg extension. You're going to stand and keep your hips flat. You're going to lift up one leg. And again, don't lift up your hip here. We are not peeing on a fire hydrant like a dog. So keep your hips flat. Raise this leg. It should be parallel to the ground. And we're going to slowly extend this leg straight. You should be squeezing into your quad here. So we're gonna do 5 on each leg. So that was 1, straight, nice and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 2, whoo, try to balance. And 3, keep that leg parallel. 4, and 5, nice and slow, lower, bring that foot down. And again, keep your hips parallel to the ground, nice and flat. Raise this leg up. This should be parallel to the ground as well. And start nice and slow. 1, squeeze into this leg. 2, woo. 3, 4, now don't swing your leg and kick it. We're going nice and slow. 5, oof, and try not to fall over. Okay, lower it down, shake it out. We're going to take our breather, our important muscle break in between. We're going to think about all the wonderful things that we love about this world. I like flowers and sunshine and rain. And chocolate and rock climbing. Oh my gosh, I'm sure you guys miss rock climbing. I sure know I do. I have not been rock climbing much despite being inside this gym right now. And that's okay. It's gonna make it all the better when we get back to it. Okay, let's go right into the next one. I feel fairly recovered. You guys better stick with me. It's gonna make you stronger. You're probably more recovered than I am. Anyways, okay, so again, feet shoulder width apart. Hands out in front of you. 1, 2, 3. Does anybody here remember when Alex did, how many did you do? 100 and too many? A lot. Good job, Alex. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leg extensions. Keep those hips flat, leg up, and nice and slow. 1, squeeze it there. 2, 3, nice and slow. 4, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, and again. 1, woo. 2, 3, 4, whew, and 5. Excellent, nice job, guys. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. We have one more set to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and do those in a second here. After we think about, I don't know, what we're gonna do for summer. We have a whole bunch of weird restrictions now, and that's okay. So just kind of keep rolling with the punches. And I hope you guys all have a great summer. If I don't see you before then, I'm hoping I get to see you before. But we'll find out. I hope you're all dealing with your online schooling as well as possible. I know some of you guys are probably already used to online schooling if you're homeschooled and you have that. So we're all getting to know what that's like now. Okay. Taking a few more seconds to breathe. Deep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, so last set of squats, hands out in front of you, and dig those heels into the ground. Begin. 1, 2, try not to shrug your shoulders into your neck when you do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, great job. 8, keep your feet nice and flat. 9, 10, last set of leg extensions. Okay, leg up, hips flat, leg parallel to the ground. Begin nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep it there. And release. Okay. There's one. I'm feeling it. 1, My balance is getting better though. 2, 3, 4, and on the last one, hold it there again. 5, squeeze, 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 squeeze right here. Ooh, and whew, release. Okay, shake it out, get some water. And we have just a little bit left. So thank you for sticking with it this far, and let's keep going. Okay, now on to our last section of core, and it is not going to be Rocktober. It is going to be bicycles. So we're going to start with bicycles, and then we're going to do some super people variations. So go ahead and lay down. If you have a yoga mat, great, go ahead and grab it. If you don't worry, I don't have one. So take a seat, lean back, and if you remember your proper bicycles, you're going to have your hands behind your head, and your shoulders should be off of the ground. We're going to be touching one elbow to the opposite knee. So both of your legs should be off the ground. Your head and shoulders should be as well. And this is 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and start with that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. And then we are going to go into our super people. And we're going into our super people. So lay down on your belly, and you're going to have your hands out in front of you, and we're going to lift our torso up, lift your legs up, squeeze like you're squeezing an orange in the small of your back, and drop. And that's 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, don't strain your neck, 6, 7, lift up as high as you can, 8, 9, and 10. All right, take a second to transition. We're gonna go and do bicycles and flying squirrels after that. So take a breather for just a few seconds here. We're gonna keep cruising on in. There's not too many of these. 10 bicycles isn't too bad. So let's go ahead and lie back, hands behind your head, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And up we go into flying squirrel. So your arms are in brackets this time, and begin now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze those shoulder blades together, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. Whew. Last set. Let's take a breather for just a moment. Excellent. And sit up straight. Try not to collapse your back, even when you're resting. Your posture is really important. That affects your spine. It affects your blood flow. So do your best to support your body in the best ways that you can. Same when you're standing. Make sure you're not arcing your back and standing up too straight, because that's not actually straight. That's back bending. But it's really important that we keep good posture. Especially now you guys are all doing indoor schooling, sitting down with maybe less walking around than before. Okay, let's do bicycles again. And lie down, hands behind your heads. Last set, finish strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up we go into skydivers. Okay, and hands back, palms facing down, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And great job, everybody. Nicely done. So we are going to finish up with some yoga so that we can stretch all of the muscles that we have worked out today. which is always really, really important. I think a lot of the times I personally forget to stretch sometimes after workouts. And rock climbing is a workout, and when I don't stretch after rock climbing, I feel it the next day. And you guys might not feel it yet, but I will promise you that your muscles will thank you if you stretch them after you work them out in any capacity. So we're going to start on the ground, and we're going to start in our tabletop position. So knees directly underneath your hips, hands directly underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers, and we're going to rock back into child's pose. To walk your fingers a little bit further forward, go ahead, push your hips back towards the ground, inhale, and exhale, come on up here. You're going to arc your back up. We're doing, I think this is cow, and then arch it up into cat. Put your toes underneath, and now we rock back into downward facing dog. And we're gonna do that 3 times with a little bit of flow going. So if you need to take your dog for a walk here, you can stretch, give those calves a little bit of a break. And you want to push your heels down towards the ground and push your sit bones back towards whatever wall is behind you. Push out through all of your fingers. And you're going to come back into our tabletop. Drop your toes, come down into child's pose. And we're going to move pretty swiftly through these. Now go into cow. Go into cat, plant your toes, move back into downward facing dog. So these are some very classic poses that you probably remember from class. Drop those toes. Oh, go back into child's pose. One last time. Arc up and arc the other way. Plant your toes. Oh, back into downward facing dog. And up into plank. Okay, now we're going to drop our knees one more time. And now we're going to slowly and intentionally move on to our back. Lay down. And if you guys remember this one, bring your leg up and you are going to drop it towards whatever is the opposite side of your leg that's up. That was confusing. You know, cross it over your body. Keep your shoulder flat on the ground. Just gonna be here for just one more quick breath. And bring it back up. Drop it down, up, and over. Oh. And then we're going to take one more big breath here. And now we're gonna roll back onto our bellies. We've got really good flow here. Okay, and put your elbow directly in line with your shoulder. It's gonna make that bracket shape. Your hand should be facing up towards the whatever, away from the crown of your head. And you're going to roll onto this side of your body. Now don't roll too far, don't overstretch it here. But lean your face, or just put your head on the ground and rest it. And use your other hand that isn't being used in the stretch and kind of push your body away from the ground. And you should feel that stretch all on the inside of your shoulder. It can be pretty intense stretch, so do be careful, don't overdo it. Just let this leg drop towards the ground. Take another big breath here. And release. And we're going to go right into the other side. So again, make that bracket shape. Your elbow should be directly in line with your shoulder. Fingers up towards the ceiling, or that way. And use this hand to push your body over. Just let this leg drop on the other side. Oof. And if you want it to be a little stronger of a stretch, push more into this hand. Otherwise, if this is already too much, just release your body a little bit. Let it be a little bit looser. Okay, and release. And that's most of the yoga moves we're doing. I want you just to sit and do one last fantastic leg stretch. Point those toes back towards your face. You don't even have to touch them with your hands. You need to keep your knees flat on the ground. And inhale and exhale. Bow towards your toes. You can place your hands on the ground. Place them on your shins. If you can, place them on your feet. And breathe into the stretch. Breathe into the parts of your body that feel tension when you do stretches. And some of you are so flexible, you may just not feel tension. And that's good. If you keep stretching, you might stay that flexible. All right, and release. And I'm going to depart from you guys in butterfly, one of my favorite poses. And if you want to, you guys know the ballistic pretzel, right? Ballistic pretzel. I can do that one, but I can't tortoise. Bonus if you can do tortoise. I will do a little pretzel. And if you guys have the ability to find a sturdy tree outside, there is a bonus exercise that you get the challenge of doing. So the tree should be sturdy. You should be holding onto a branch that is larger than your wrist. And see if you can do a hang time exercise. If you can have someone time you on how long you can hang on to that for, let us know in the comments below how long you got your hang time for. And don't collapse into your ears. Your shoulders shouldn't be covering up your ears. You should be staying active in both your shoulders and through your neck. And just try that hang time. See how long you can get on a tree. It's going to be different for everybody. If you have a giant tree bough that you're holding on to, what kind of hold is that? That's kind of a sloper, huh? So that might be a little bit harder to hold on to than something that you can get more of your hand around. So don't worry about comparing times. This is just a personal challenge for you guys. I want to see what you guys can find and what you can do. I will do the challenge as well and see what I can do. But otherwise, thank you for joining me. I hope that you guys got some sweat going. And it's lovely to pretend to see you in front of me. I did pretend like you were all sitting here. And please stay healthy, stay active, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.